Hi everyone, Natalie here, and today I wanted to talk about squats and the importance of squatting. It seems like, oh yeah, it's just a great exercise, but actually our bodies are meant to squat, and we are meant to squat all the way down to the ground. You'll notice with little kids and babies when they start walking and when they go to pick something up, they will actually go all the way down to the ground and they can sit in this position. This is a position that we're meant to be able to sit in. It's a position that we're meant to be able to stay in for an extended period of time. You may be thinking, wow, there's no way I could do that. Maybe you don't have the mobility or you don't have the strength to get into this position. But in my opinion, if you can't get in and out of this position, your body is in trouble, okay? So when we think about how the body was initially made and the habits that we used to be in, we used to squat all the way down to the ground in order to go to the bathroom several times a day. This is how we're meant to go to the bathroom. We're meant to be in this position. This is how we go. So now in modern times, we sit on toilets, right? And how high are those toilets nowadays? They're so high. You barely have to sit down into a 90-degree angle with your knees and your hips, and it is completely ruining our bodies. We're losing mobility in the ankles, knees, and hips. We're losing strength in our body because we're not squatting down to the ground. If you go to some Asian countries, they still squat and sit all the way down to the ground. It is so important for the function of our body. In all honesty, I believe that this is one of the reasons why people get weak when they're older. You notice a lot of your grandparents and elderly people, they have trouble walking up and down stairs. They have to hold on to their chair to get up and out of their chair. It's not because they're old, it's because they stopped moving. It's because they're not squatting anymore. They have no strength in their glutes, in their hamstrings, in their thighs, in their core. They've lost all the mobility in their joints because they don't go into this motion anymore. Crazy, right? It's such a simple concept, but this is how we're meant to be. We're meant to squat all the way down to the ground. So this is something you should be practicing. This should be a regular part of your practice. And if you can't get down to the ground, that's okay. But squats should still be done. And when we do our squats, we want to think about the alignment of our body as well. So we all have different tracking and different movement of the legs. My legs kind of concave a little bit at the knees and then go out. Other people are a little more bow-legged, so they go out and then come back in. It doesn't matter what the alignment of your legs is. When you do a squat, if I'm going to start with a parallel squat, my feet are going to be about hip width or maybe even shoulder width apart, and knees are pointed straight forward. When I come down into my squat, I want my knees to be in line with the big and second toe. So I shouldn't be rolling out onto the edge of my feet where the knees splay open, and I shouldn't be collapsing in the arches of my feet so that my knees come in. They need to be tracking properly with the alignment of the big and second toe. Now, if you're going to do a wider squat and one that's turned out, that's great. That's fine too. They're both essential for our body and our mechanics. But when you're in this position, it's the same thing. Tracking of the thigh bone and the knee needs to be right over that big and second toe. So you're going to be turned out a little bit, and the knees are going to be going out an angle, but they're going to stay over those toes. So avoid rolling in, avoid rolling out on your feet, and try to get everything lined up properly. Start working on your squats. See if you can get down and up from the ground. See how long you can get yourself into this position and hold this position. Not only is it a position that we were meant to be in several times a day, but this is actually the position that we were meant to go through childbirth as well. We're not meant to be laying on our backs on the table. That is a 1900s thing that started, and this is the way gravity was meant to draw everything out of our bodies. So hopefully that brings a little bit of awareness to you, and hopefully maybe you'll start changing your workouts or putting in a little bit more of this functional movement into your life and practicing it a little bit more. You may feel a little stiff. Those joints may not be happy when you start working towards this, and you may feel like, I just don't have the strength in my thighs and my butt to do this. But if you start working towards it, you can build that muscle back. You can start to lubricate those joints again and get them moving into this position. It's so important for your health. It's so important for your long-term health. It's important for keeping you healthy, avoiding falls later in life, and just keeping that muscle tone and that mobility in your lower body. So I hope this helped you. I hope this brought you some insight into your life, into your body, and just give you something to think about and something to start working on to improve your health, not only today, but also for the rest of your life. So I hope this helped you. Please share this video. Please comment on this video. If you've got any questions about this or it just seems really cool, let me know. I am always interested in hearing what you have to say, and I'm interested in hearing what you want to see more of. So feel free to contact me, share this, like I said, and enjoy. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and start working on those squats.